Hey guys, Trina here. Today we're going to be doing a watercolor still life of this onion and garlic. And I'm going to be using my Cotman Winsor Newton watercolors. I've got my palette and my water brushes and my pencil. So let's get started. First, I'm just going to do a quick sketch to get me going. It's been a minute since I've tried to do anything realistic or even paint with watercolors. So this should be an adventure. I don't like to be too detailed in the sketch. I'm just sort of laying out where I want to begin painting and sort of the shapes that I want to include. Now we're going to start here with a lemon yellow because the onion itself is a little bit, it's got some yellows and some oranges and some reds as well as purple. So I want to add in some of this orange color here to just get me started. Again, we're going to be working very loose. Just because I'm doing watercolor doesn't mean that it won't be somewhat abstract. Adding a bit more yellow, and I'm going to add in a little bit more of the yellow ochre to deepen that orange, and maybe a little bit of white to just tint it down a little bit. So I can do these little pieces of garlic over here. I'm going to add those in. I know they're pretty much white or gray, but I kind of wanted to take some liberty and add some different colors into it to enhance the whole piece. So here I'm adding in a little bit more of the red to give me some more deeper orange tones. I'm just going to change angles here for a minute and we'll go a little closer so you can kind of see more detailed work of what I'm doing. I'm just using light washes to mix in these red tones and create the shape and idea of the onion. Like I said, the onion is primarily purple, but it does have a lot of other colors that I want to layer in. So now I'm adding in a little bit of this purple color with a little bit of the red on it to give you just a little bit more implied color. And I like the way this is turning out so far. Adding in some more of that red color with magenta. And just trying to give a general impression of what I'm trying to achieve here. I really like that orange with the purple, which is nice because they're complementary colors, and that sort of adds to the whole feel of the piece. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that garlic. I probably should have not picked garlic as my first foray back into somewhat realistic drawing, but oh well, here we are. So I'm going to add some light gray color here to the, I guess the leaves, not leaves, skins of the garlic. I'm just going to keep adding in these colors and try to mold the shape of this onion. And at some point, I pretty much stop looking at what I'm doing. Once I get the outline done and the general colors, I will move on to more of an impression of it, and I don't really rely that much anymore on the actual colors and representing them. It's more of what looks good on the work rather than what it actually looks like, if that makes sense. So we're using a lot of, I'm going to add in some blues that probably aren't there just because I want to complement that orange. I added in some green to the shadow. Here you can see I'm adding in some light bluish gray. And if you want to see a video, I did do a swatching and a color test on these Cotman watercolors, and I will leave that link above for you to check out later at your leisure. So yeah, the garlic is kind of giving me fits here. I don't know what to do. It's not my favorite. So here I'm adding in some of that red to the plate. And another thing that I'm going to add in some of these Lyra aqua colors to try to give a little bit more texture to the piece. And I really wanted to play with these and see how they worked with watercolor, because I haven't gotten a chance to use them yet, and I really do like them. I did do a swatching of those as well, and I will leave a link to that above for you. But I wanted to see how they were going to react with the watercolor, and I really do like them for this purpose. I tried using them with a cold wax and it didn't really work for me. I didn't like the way they interacted with that, but they are really well for adding extra colors into your watercolors on top of them. So that's kind of nice, and I like the transparency of them there. Going back in with the Lyra, I'm going to add some of this vermilion color here because I think it's really pretty. And I think it looks good with the orange. And it gives it just a different color red than the red that comes in the watercolor set. So here's where you can add in a bit of your own flair and a bit of your own creativity by putting in colors that just to make the piece look better. I don't want it to start looking like an orange though, so you gotta be careful. Maybe next time I'll paint an orange, that'll be fun. Overall, I think this is coming along quite nicely. Like I said, I'm not terribly excited with how the garlic is coming out, but I like the colors, but I don't think I did a very good job of drawing it, but that's okay. So I'm adding in some white to try to lighten it up, and that, as you know, does not work in watercolors. You have to preserve your whites. So going forward in the future, I think I will be doing a few more of these little watercolors because I really enjoyed doing this piece, and it was a challenge for me to like draw something rather than just make shapes, which I guess is all drawing is anyway, but to make more something that looked like what I was actually painting, a still life. I might get some flowers from the grocery tomorrow and do another, see if I can do another watercolor of flowers because I love painting flowers. So here I'm just adding in some textures to the background. Also, I think going forward, if I do another one of these, I'll start with the background rather than adding it in last, because I don't like how this is really, I think it could be more painterly if I started that way. So just a little reflection on my part. I like this sort of aqua blue down here at the bottom. And now I'm really just trying to create a cohesive look to this piece, adding in some blues and making a little darker purple. I'm still not quite happy with the amount of purple in the onion, so I want to layer it on top and create more layers within that watercolor. That's another thing I need to work on too, is how much I can layer watercolors. So that'll be a challenge going forward. So yeah. If we're not learning, you know, you got to keep learning and figuring out how to use your tools. Also, let me know if you like the switching between the close-ups and the overhead shot. I'm kind of working on a couple of different ways to change up the videos just a little bit so you're not just stuck in one perspective, and can get closer and see more detail work and then see the work farther away. So let me know in the comments what you think about that switching of perspective. Is it annoying? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments. So I'm adding in some black marks here with a fine liner pen, trying to just define the shape a little more. I like how the onion has turned out. I'm probably going to add some darker reds on top of that just to bring that down a little bit. Adding in some blues up here at the top to sort of abstract out the background a little bit. And I'll continue to work on this piece. As you'll see at the end, it looks a little different than what I ended up with. I like this ochre color through here. So the final piece, you'll see I went back and worked on it just a little bit more and changed just not much, just added more to the background to make it a little bit more abstract and a little bit more painterly. So yeah. If you'd like to see more of these videos, make sure that you like and subscribe. I go live every every Friday at 2:30. And usually I do jelly printing or something like that, but I might do a watercolor this week. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those fun live videos. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.